Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. So this week, I'm going to cover what's going on for the week, and I'm going to cover the full moon in Taurus that's happening on the 12th. We also have the 11/11 gateway that's happening on Monday the 11th. So lots of important things going on. And so I wanted to take a little time to get into everyone's energy before we got into this week. We came out of this week of really drawing within, focusing our energies within, hopefully, and doing a little soul searching and making our way through it. I do want to thank you for showing up for the video today and for hitting that thumbs up. I really appreciate your support at this channel. So your channeling was interesting. It was so what I saw was you running into a room all excited, like you burst into a room totally excited, expecting to see someone, and the room was empty. And there was the sense of disappointment. And then the next thing I saw like a fall leaf drifting down to the ground. And then I saw kind of like standing over the balconies, looking out over like a harbor or a port or something. And there were lots of comings and goings of the ships and the little boats. And it was like a kind of a gray day. And it was kind of at sunset. It was lonely feeling. It was pretty, but it was lonely. It was almost like you're watching the world go by, but you're not really participating. And I'm not sure that that's necessarily a bad thing, because at this time of the year, and with Mercury in retrograde and Scorpio and all these things that are going on, that maybe, just maybe, that a little alone time, a little space is good. But that first part where you ran into the room all expecting to see someone and they weren't there, made me wonder if there was a sudden loss of some kind in your life. Either a loss of an opportunity, a person, a pet, a job, a relationship, something that you were anticipating with a lot of hope or something feels like a little deflated. And now it's kind of like, well, what do I do now? And with the seasons changing, that sense of that leaves. So change is good. Change is good. It doesn't always feel like it. Sometimes it feels really complicated and difficult, but this right now, the energy is so strong about breaking things down and letting things fall away that don't work, and allowing it to fertilize the new ideas and the new growth and the new opportunities. And so retreating in a little bit to get there. So this gateway that's coming up on Monday it's an opportunity to step forward to the next part. It's really, this gateway feels, it feels like you're going around a blind corner, though. Like you're stepping through, but I can't see what's on the other side. It's really weird. And so I don't know if rushing in is going to be really what happens, but something is. So I'm not using the usual get into the energy of the week cards. I'm actually using the wisdom of the hidden realms this week because of the Scorpio sun and retrograde and all this energy really needing to pull in. And you have this that just came out, the Phoenix. Beautiful. This is a Scorpio kind of card. Resurrection and surrender to change. So yes, there is a change. I don't think it was one you were expecting. I don't think it was one that you wanted. But it might be one that was really good for you in the long run. And honestly, I could say, I heard only time will tell, but I feel like more it's only time in your attitude, what you decide to do, how you decide to handle it, how you decide to view it, and whether or not you're willing to embrace the new and allow yourself to rise from the ashes. Seems really important. So we start this week with the moon in Taurus, and it's a time, you know. So Taurus is okay. The moon is in Taurus, and it's in opposition to, well, no, actually, it would be in conjunction. It would be in conjunction with the moon, with Uranus. Uranus and Taurus right now. They're in conjunction. And so last October, October 23rd last year. So if you could think back to about a year ago, what was going on in your life, because it's kind of a revisiting of that kind of energy. It's a time to look at if you put any plans in place, maybe a chance to revise them, renew them, review them, recommit to them, whatever was going on there, because Taurus likes things to go along in a nice, planned, orderly manner. I've thought about where I'm going. I'm heading in this direction, and nothing's going to stop me from getting there. And Uranus likes to come in and create chaos and just blow things up. And it's kind of like the kaleidoscope spinning around. And if you let it settle out for a second and take a pause and take a step back and get a different, not down in the middle of the chaos, but step back from it, then you can find the beauty in it, or the new pattern of it, the opportunities in it. And so that's kind of that energy. So this energy happened, like I said, a year ago. And so here we are back in this energy, and we're in Mercury retrograde, which is about reviewing and analyzing things. And so going deep into the layers of things below the surface and seeing. And so this is a really great week for you to maybe spend a little more time on that, thinking about where that's going to take you. So I'm going to pull a card here for the energy of the moon in Taurus, and then I'm going to pull a card for the full moon. Okay, I'm going to use a deck. It's never a card. And we'll see where we have the first one that came out here is the Holy Mountain. And so this might be like a real spiritual getting into yourself, because this energy for Taurus is all about being really grounded. It is about spirituality. It is represented in the tarot by the Pope, the Hierophant. And so maybe your view of this long-held view you've had about spirituality or religion is maybe taking a little bit of a shake-up. Maybe something happened in your life and you're like, but God, are you really there? And the answer is yes. Okay, so I don't know, you may be familiar with this. It was a poem or something. It used to be on the wall in my bedroom when I was a child. And it was this guy turned to Jesus and said, when I look at my life, they had passed and they were reviewing their life. And they're like, well, right there, when I was having that miserable time and I'm walking along the seashore, there's just one set of prints. Where's your footprints? And Jesus said, there's only one set of prints because I was carrying you. And so try to remember that you're being held by the divine during this time of change. You're being encouraged and you're being loved. And gently, or maybe it doesn't feel so gently, guided towards something new, something better. This energy is so intense right now that, oh, look at this. So we have the Holy Mountain, and it is followed with flow and magic. Flow and magic. You have a spiritual number of 33 for that magic too. Okay, and the mountain is 27, which is a 7, which is that's standing on the higher ground. And so I'm actually going to read these a little, because it's the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And it is, it's available on Amazon. That's where I got it. It is amazing, and really in depth. But I'm only just to read little snippets of it. So for the Holy Mountain, Native people around the earth recognize the mountain as places of great power, where one encounters spirit or where the god or goddesses reside. In ancient Greece, Mount Olympus was the home of the 12 main gods and goddesses. In Tibet, the pilgrimage circumambulate Mount Kailash. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Kailash, Kailash, to bring prosperity. And so what that is there's this mountain, and they walk on all these steps. It's a very long ascent in this spiral pattern to get to the top. Okay, so that's the pilgrimage. In Peru, pilgrims climb to the ice-capped Mount Ascendant. Okay, Ausangat, to receive the starlight and to bring the fire to the earth. And the reason I spelled those out, for one, I can't say them, and that's terrible. And the other thing is, if you're interested, you should Google those. If one of those like really resonated, the Peru, the Tibetan, Mount Olympus for Greece, it might be an opportunity to do a little research of your own and see where that takes you. So we have flow, which is very much about being in the flow with spirit and allowing the blessings to come to you. Natural movement of events in the world. You can see it in the phenomena such as the tide, the ebb and the flow of the oceans and the rivers, the rise up from the earth that flows to the sea. The symbol of flow represents the effortless and natural movement toward a certain destination. It signifies an ability to gracefully move around obstacles and reminds you of the sense of allowing. The sense of allowing. And so again, I feel like something unexpected happened. And so getting in touch with your spirituality, allowing yourself to be held, allowing yourself to get into the flow of spirit and look for the opportunities feels really important with this. And then the magic is the symbol represents the infinite intelligence of the Great Spirit that makes up the fundamental fabric of the universe. We experience the evidence of magic through synchronicity or meaningful coincidence. So again, I feel very strongly like something happened and that you feel a little set adrift. But I believe that you will be fine. Just get in the flow and look for the gift. Look for the gift. Your attitude will determine whether or not you rise from the ashes. And so we have this full moon that happens on Tuesday at 8:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. It's called the Beaver Moon. I've also heard it called the Frost Moon. It is that moon of the death and the rebirth of the Scorpio season. It is the creation by going within. Beavers, when they build their dams, to get inside, they have to dive down deep into the water to come up to the hole that's underneath. And they kind of enclose themselves in basically a womb, right? To weather the storms and the winter weather and the harshness. It's warm and cozy in there, but it is a time of going within and resting, going within and resting. And so there's a real opportunity here to acknowledge the achievements of where you have come, laying the groundwork. What wasn't stable and sturdy is being brought down, and now here's your opportunity to lay solid foundational groundwork for what you're going to take forward. You have the loving goddess Venus ruling this full moon. Allow yourself to love yourself and love others. Allow yourself to feel the love of the universe while this is happening. And then we have the stone for this particular degree. It's happening, what is it happening at? 19 degrees and 52 minutes. And so this is that, it's nearing the end of that particular part of the cycle where it's about, I'm holding on tightly to my resources. And it could be that you're being asked to open your hands up and release control of everything, to get into the flow, to feel the magic, to allow yourself to be carried forward on the synchronicities that takes you to the next space and the next opportunity that allows you to rise like the phoenix from the ashes. And then just another card on the moon here. We have, okay, so yeah, it's a time to go within. Okay, this one really wanted to come too. It is a time, oh, look at you. This is weird. Okay, so you have, it's time to meditate and contemplate. That was the one that definitely came out. And this one stuck to my hand. But when I read it, and it's new moon in Aries, it's time to take action. I actually feel like when the new moon in Aries comes, when it is your birthday season, so give it that 6 months. Is it 6? Not even 6. So give it that time and that space to allow the changes and the synchronicity and the flow to happen. And so I think that come spring, you're going to know what you want to do. It seems like a long ways off, and yet I feel like Through meditation and contemplation, you will know which action to take. So if you feel the need to take action sooner, that might happen, but I don't think you're going to know what the answer is without getting in touch with spirit, without allowing the flow and the synchronicities and the magic to happen. So allow time, allow space, allow yourself to be patient and to heal and to nurture yourself through this process. On Wednesday at 3:46 a.m., so bright and early, the moon is going to move into Aries. No, into Gemini. So for you, this is your third house of communication. Mercury's in retrograde. I really want to caution, because this is a time about reputation and publicity and being public, okay, and public communication. But I think it's for you, it's more important that you take a little time for self-reflection about what brings the joy and the pleasure into your life. And even though the energy is kind of be like out in the public and your reputation, I want to caution you to yes, speak up for yourself and promote yourself forward, but be aware that because Mercury is in retrograde, though how things are received may not be what you are trying to say, and may come out as very boastful or harsh energy or aggressive energy. And since it's your reputation on the line, and since you're in this what feels like a vulnerable position, going softly, maintaining, not letting people run all over you, of course not, but I feel the need to be soft in your presentation. And so we have a past life issue that has come up. The situation, oh, you have 3 cards. I thought you had 2. Oh, nice. Okay, so the situation is the basis of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you to release, learn, and heal from past experiences. So it may be something that's been triggered recently, something that happened and it really, really hurt more than you thought it should, but that could be because it's being brought up. And right now, at this time, that is happening a lot. Things are being triggered to help us release past life karma so that we can move through the portals, so that we can ascend on our journey, our spiritual journey of our soul. And so this opportunity, it could be something that happened in your childhood. So it could be past in this lifetime, or it could be past another lifetime, but something triggered you. Something hurt. And so allowing yourself to ask for the help. So Saint Michael to come in and cut the negative cords of energy. Archangel Metatron will absolutely do that. Archangel Raphael to come in and heal and comfort you. And the Divine Feminine energy wants to heal and comfort you also. So reach out, because you have vacuumed away your fears and manifestation power. And so with these 2 cards come out together, I really want you to focus on the positive and where you want to go. Because right now, manifestation opportunities are so strong universally. There's so many planets and they're all in the right place and time and ready to help you do these things. But if you are living in the fears, then you are manifesting the lower vibrational energy opportunities. When you really, if you can release those fears, if you can let them go, if you can allow yourself to rise from the ashes, then your power of manifestation will be used to move yourself forward and to ascend and to attract in higher vibrational energies. And so I know that change is hard, but if you can release with this full moon, release the negative energy, release the what's holding you back, then you can start working with your positive energy to manifest the good stuff that you were meant to have when you got here, the things you came to do. It took a lot of courage to come into the world at this time. There's so many changes. It's kind of tough, and we're at a real critical inflection point in our history with this dawning of Aquarius. And so, yeah, it takes a lot of guts and courage to be here, but it's an opportunity to really let stuff go and move yourself forward. And so you came here, you chose to do this. So Spirit's got your back and they're helping you. Just ask for the help. When the moon moves into Cancer on Friday, it is at 11:15 a.m. This is your 4th house of home and nurturing and self-care and nurturing of others and that mothering energy. And so, again, calling the divine feminine to come and nurture you through this process to help you find the balance and the beauty and your sense of resilience. When you cut out what doesn't work, when you cut back a plant that's been damaged, then new life can spring forth from it. And this is the rising of from the ashes of the phoenix. It's the resilience. It's the taking what wasn't working and letting it go so that new growth can happen. And so the commitment of this moon in this particular arena here, the commitment is the commitment to yourself. The commitment that I will not just survive this. I'm going to thrive in this new environment. There is a real opportunity here. There is emotional gains to be made. You will reap the benefits of the effort you put into your relationships now, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others. You will benefit from the effort you put in. If you're putting negative energy in, you're going to reap negative energy back. If you're putting in positive energy, you are going to reap positive energy, because right now we can manifest whatever we're doing, whatever we're thinking about. The energies are so strong. You just need to overcome some barriers. You need to be resilient. You need to be the phoenix rising from the ashes. And it's a choice. It's a decision. You get to pick. You get to pick where you're going, what you're doing, how you're going to live your life. We can't always choose our circumstances. We can't choose what other people choose to do, right? So maybe you came here and you thought, I'm going to have a relationship with such and such a person, and you guys agreed to it before you incarnated and the opportunity came, and then they changed their mind. They were fearful of working through whatever had to be worked through. Things happen, and and they made a different choice. We all get to choose as we go through life. It's choice, free will. It's the biggest gift that was given to us by the Creator to co-create our universe, is free will. So, they made a different choice. A situation happened. Somebody made a choice. Somehow, somewhere along the line, things didn't turn out what I thought they were going to go, right? So you can't do anything about that. But you get to choose now. What are you going to do in the current situation in which you find yourself in? Are you going to curl up in a ball and cry? Maybe. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But then we rise. Then we stand up. We get up off that floor that's dirty and cold and wipe our tear-streaked face off. We splash the cold water on and we say, okay, but what do we do now? And we start moving forward. So, these are postcards from Spirit from Colette Baron Reed. They're really kind of cool. I don't know if you could see them. Oh my gosh. They look like little old-fashioned postcards. I'm going to have to turn this light so I can read. But these are amazing. And so I just want you to settle in and listen to what Spirit wants to say to you. Dearest you, over here there is no mystery for us to unravel, as we know intimately how connected we all are, and how the web of creation works, and how the Spirit is in every aspect of life, from the invisible to the visible. But it is impossible for humans to comprehend the complexities of how things actually work, because the most important threads in the tapestry don't make sense in the dimension in which you live. That said, you can feel the importance of these currents of energy that bring events together in a miraculous ways. You can't understand with your mind, but you can know with your heart and soul. Trust that even though you don't know the how, the what, or the why, we do. Surrender to the mystery, get in the flow, and have faith that the unseen world is watching you with loving eyes. Spirit weaves through your life mysterious and beautiful tapestry in glorious technicolor. Loving you so much, as always. This is a time of healing, a time of surrendering to to the flow, trusting, being willing to be the fool, taking that leap of faith, and a time to rise from the ashes. You can do this. It looks a little tough. I can feel your doubts. They're making me tear up. But you can do this. You came here to do this. And that's why I know you can do this. You are divine. Don't forget that part. All right? We'll talk soon. You take care.